So maybe I can get you to say your name again.
Hi, I'm Dave Sopchak.
And Dave, tell me again. You've been watching planets and these.
I've been doing astronomy since I was 11 years old.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I met you over at the eclipse thing, but tonight you're watching the transit of Venus. And so, where are we now with it? It's been going on since 3.
Yeah, this started just a little bit after 3. Yep. And it's the first, it's the last transit of Venus for the next 105 years until 2117. I'm a little bit hardcore about it. The last one was in 2004. It wasn't visible from the West Coast, but I hopped on a plane and got together with my best friend Phil in New Jersey, and we watched the sunrise with Venus on it back in the summer of 2004.
Oh, cool. Okay, and now this one, you've made this. This is sort of a custom-made.
Yeah, I build my own telescopes. I've made about a dozen of them over the years, and I found out. First I started buying them, and then I realized, or I guess I read up on things, and I found out I'm like, I can make that. I can fix cameras and stuff. I can rebuild car engines, and I actually found out it's relatively easy to both grind and polish your own optics and to build a telescope yourself. And actually, the guys at Chabot have got a telescope making workshop. Every Friday they have had it for about the last 30 years or so. I've been over there to see it, but I've been making telescopes since before I showed up in California. And I've got a big one back in the garage. That's an 18-inch scope, but I've made several 6-inch scopes, and I keep passing like fruitcakes.
Well, that's great. How big is this one?
This one's a 6-inch.
This is a 6-inch, and describe what you mean by that.
The primary mirror on it is 6 inches in diameter, so it's about 3.5 feet long. But the size of the mirror itself, or the light gathering thing, is 6 inches in diameter. That's usually when people mention a 6-inch or an 8-inch or a 10-inch telescope, they're talking about how big the mirror or the lens is.
Where does the transit of Venus rate for you in celestial events? I know you chased eclipses around the world, etc.
Yeah, I guess if you gave a total eclipse anything else, maybe comes about to 3 or 4. A total eclipse of the sun is really, really incredible and beautiful, and I strongly recommend to anyone once in your life see it. And of course, once you see one, you'll want to see more. The other ones are, more or less interesting. It's more of a subtle beauty. Here we've got a fairly large black dot moving across the sun. So it's interesting in a way. It doesn't happen that often. It's got historical significance. They used it to do a very good job of calculating the distance of the Earth to the sun. And actually, back in the 1700s, they were able to use this method and calculate the distance to the sun to within about 0.1% accuracy, which is pretty good.
Cool. Do you think it helps them today in looking at like the Kepler project and so forth, at looking at some of these?
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that Kepler looks at. You're looking for transits of other stars by its planets because you can't pick out the planets; they're so far away. And you can use the same method to do it with Venus and the Sun right now. But of course, we already know that Venus is a planet around the Sun. But the same techniques apply, and I know NASA's looking at this transit right now, just playing around with it.
And so now you can look at it through your telescope that you've made, and also the same eclipse glasses you guys were
Yeah, eclipse glasses, you can use those, and it does show up, especially when it got away from right from the edge of the sun. Pretty much just about everybody who looked through it couldn't recognize there was a little black dot there, cue the sun release right here.
What do you guys see the dot? Yeah, what do you think?
It's amazing.
It's amazing? Yeah? Were you expecting it to be bigger?
Yeah.
But I guess Venus is smaller than
Compared to the sun.
I had it.
Yeah. Yeah, do you guys have the glasses? Has anybody tried wearing the glasses to look?
Yeah, but you can't really see. You can't really see the black dot.
Oh, I see. So you really need magnification. Cool. All right. Well, good. Can I get your name?
Leia.
Leia. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Well, have fun looking at it.